Once you've flown a few times, you start noticing all these special rooms and areas that some people are able to enter, but you aren't, right? What's behind there? Well, today I can tell you it's much better than just sitting around in the airport. What I'm talking about are airport lounges, and today I'm going to be breaking down some of these airport lounges, what's inside, and how you can qualify to get in just off some credit cards. So if that's something that interests you, be sure you stay tuned. So I remember whenever I first started flying, I didn't think much of airport lounges. I always thought, man, at the end of the day, I'm not going to pay to get into just another area in the airport. I'd rather just sit out in the lobby or just go get food at a restaurant and just sit there and do my work, whatever the case may be. But when I actually got into a lounge, that's when I realized where the benefits can really come from. Not including the fact that some of these airport lounges, you can actually pay to get in. When you take into account how much you're paying, everyone knows the food's already overpriced, the drinks are overpriced at an airport. You're already paying a ton of money to get food, to have dinner, or a ton of money to get drinks, or whatever the case may be. You're gonna see that it makes a lot of sense getting a credit card, even if it might have an annual fee, considering the amount of usage that you might be able to get from accessing lounges where the food is probably free, the drinks are free, and there's a ton of other amenities. For example, I've been in a lounge before where they had free food. They had literally a spread, like 2 different areas with all types of food, whether you wanted breakfast or you wanted to eat lunch. This was around like brunch kind of time. And they even had areas where you could go shower. They had like full bathrooms where you can go shower and everything, and even areas for you to be able to sleep as well. So when you take that into account, you'll see the value, I'm sure, just as I do. I want to give you first 2 of my favorite cards. I actually wrote a few notes here. 2 of my top favorite cards, as well as I'll give you some other runner-ups depending on what your usage looks like. My number 1 card, and the one I'm more than likely going to end up getting pretty soon, is the Amex Platinum card. Now, the great thing with the Amex Platinum card is it actually gives you access to the Amex Centurion lounges, as well as a host of other lounges. I know for a fact you're going to be able to get access to the Priority Pass membership automatically with the card. So you're able to access, I think that's like 1,000, if not more, lounges that are all over the world, as well as they partner with other airlines to give you access to those airlines lounges. For example, let's say that you are at the airport and you have your Amex Platinum card, you might be able to get into a Delta Sky Lounge, right? And you might not even be flying Delta, but they're still going to let you in because you have the Amex Platinum card. So it's these type of benefits that can help you get into a lot of these lounges and where you really see the true benefits of these cards, right? I shot a whole video on the Amex Platinum card, so I won't go too much into it. I'll link to it down below. You can go ahead and check that video out to get a little more information. But on top of that, my second favorite card is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. And the great thing about this card is it actually gives you access to the Priority Pass lounge, or it's gonna be the Priority Pass Select membership, which gives you access to what I mentioned before, that they have 1,000 or more lounges that you're able to access, which is super dope as well. And really, I would choose between one of those 2 cards if you're able to get them, and if you can make it make sense, right? Because both of them are going to have annual fees that you have to pay. As long as you can leverage the other benefits that they have to kind of offset the annual fee, then it makes sense to get this card. Besides those 2 cards, there's actually 3 other runner-ups depending on what your usage is looking like. And I'll explain a little more about what I mean by that. Now, the first one's going to be the Citi AA Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard. Now, this one qualifies you for access to almost 50 different Emerald Club lounges worldwide for you and your immediate family, or up to 2 guests who are traveling with you. And now this card, the reason why I like this card so much is it really is beneficial when you predominantly fly on American Airlines tickets, right? Or you're always flying with American Airlines. This will make sense because you're not going to be able to get into those lounges, even if, like, just because you have an American Airlines ticket. You can literally buy the cheapest American Airline ticket flying economy and still be able to get into the lounges. And that's where this thing becomes really beneficial. So definitely look at that if you just love American Airlines and you're kind of loyal to that airline and prefer to fly that specific airline. Now, the next one's going to be United Club Infinite card. The United Club Infinite card. And this gives you access to all United Club lounges and participating Star Alliance lounges across the globe. Now, this is dope. And what I really like about this card, and really this would be my third option, okay? I like this card because it gives you access to not just United Airlines lounges, it gives you access to the Star Alliance group of lounges. And so what that means is it's great if you fly United Airlines, typically it's super dope, but you're also able to get access to the Star Alliance, right? And there's a ton of airlines. I can't name them off the top of my head. Maybe what I'll do is actually look it up here to give you guys a general idea, but they have a slew of different actual airlines on there. Some examples are going to be Asian, Air Canada, Air China, Air India, Asiana Airlines, Austrian Airlines, Ivanka, Brussels Airlines. Brussels Airlines has a really nice lounge. That's one of the first lounges I got into in Brussels itself, in Europe, Belgium. But other than that, they have a ton of other airlines as well. Ethiopian's there as well if you're flying. Lufthansa is there too. So you can find a ton of different airlines that are going to be really beneficial for you. Of course, United and Turkish Airlines, which is Turkish flies to a lot of areas as well. So that kind of gives you an idea of who's in the Star Alliance. Not all of those airlines lounges are going to let you in, but it depends on what I'd recommend is you look at where you're flying or where you frequent the most, and then base that decision off of whether this card will fit for you, right? Because you can kind of see which specific lounges this card will get you into. And if you see that it's kind of hitting most of the cities that you go to, then it makes sense for you to get this card. The next option number 5, is going to be the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, okay? It has a bit heftier of an annual fee, but it's really dope because it gives you access to the Delta Sky Clubs all around the world and also the Amex Centurion lounges too, right? So this is a card. It was done in partnership. Delta did it in partnership with Amex. And so you're now able to get access to the Amex Centurion lounges. They have some of the nicest lounges out there from what I've seen. And so the fact that you're able to get access to both of them is a game changer. But again, you want to make sure that you can make the numbers make sense, right? If there's a lot heftier of an annual fee, as long as you're able to justify the annual fee, again, that's what I recommend with the Amex Platinum, which is my number one. You check out that video I shot. But as long as you can check the benefits and it makes sense, then it's worthwhile for you to get that card, right? That's kind of how I look at it. At the end of the day, you want to look a little deeper to see what the benefits are and how well they gel with what your lifestyle is. If you're someone that's constantly flying on American Airlines flights, maybe the Platinum card, the Amex Platinum won't make sense for you. It'll be more of the City A Advantage World Elite card that I mentioned, right? That's kind of how you want to look at it. But that's going to be really the gist of it, guys. I hope that kind of gave you a good breakdown of it. I will say, be sure you check out my Amex Platinum card video that I shot. And for another great card, check out the card I shot on my actual, and I'll pull it up here so you can see it, my Amex Gold card. This card is my daily driver. I love this card. I pretty much take it. I'm literally right now in Casablanca in Morocco, and I have this card with me, and I try to use it if I can. But this card has amazing benefits, and it's a great daily driver in terms of just being able to use it in so many places and drive so much value out of this card. It's one of the reasons I've been able to accumulate a lot of points that has helped me be able to get first class flights in different places. I'm going to be flying to first class to South Africa here in a little bit, and I was able to book that card using credit card points. And I do that by finding great offers like the Amex Gold card. So be sure you check out. I'm going to try to link it up here somewhere, as well as I'll link it down in the description for you to be able to learn a little more about the Amex Gold card and how I drive value with it. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you at the next one. Peace.